Hello everybody, this is Haidar Qasir talking to you. Today we are going to take a lecture about how to teach your students, or let's say your candidates, how to make questions. I'm going to share uh, here this one from this book, from this curriculum really, about how to make questions. The first thing you do is that you write on the board or you show them on the screen the rule. For example, question word, which is QW, or you may write QH, it's up to you. For example, plus auxiliary plus subject plus verb, if there is a verb, that depends on which form you are going to take, plus an object or complement. Then you write an example. For example, let's say, what did you do last night? This is the example you write. Then you start changing the question form. You tell them this is a fixed rule. This is a fixed rule. For example, where did your friend go last week? This is, for example, what you write. And you tell them the things that you change. We change this one with that one, with that one. After that, you start asking your students and ask them to answer you. For example, you ask one of your students, when did you sleep? Last Friday. He or she would say, I slept at 9, or I slept at midnight. I slept after midnight. If this student is mistaken, and that should not happen, for example, I sleep, or I sleep, whatever. So in this case, correct and re-explain it briefly in 20 to 30 seconds, the simple past. No, the verb is, I asked you in the simple past. You should answer me in the simple past. For example, subject, verb in the past, object. This is what you tell them. And this is really important to remind your students. Then after that, you ask them to ask you questions. Yes, ask them to ask you questions for 5 minutes. Give them the chance to ask you, to know you more. Students would be happy to ask their teachers everywhere in the world. For example, where did you go last week? Yes, they will be happy to know where you went last week. After that, you ask them to ask each others. Make them in pairs, and they ask each other, and you just supervise them. When somebody is mistaken, go and correct. Go and supervise. Do not correct immediately. Ask the other one, because they are in pairs. One of them is mistaken, so ask the other one to try to correct. For example, where did you went last week? Don't tell them no, it's where did you go? No, no, they don't like that. Try to tell that student and his mate or her mate, where did you went? Where did you went? We have did. So did carries the past. Is the auxiliary in the past, which carries the past. Can we put an auxiliary in the past with a verb related to it in the past? Something like that. They would be happy to correct themselves by themselves. Just like when you, let's say, when you count numbers, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is what we do. We don't like others to correct for us. So be the last solution for them. Don't be the first solution. Don't make yourself always available to correct their mistakes. Try to make them correct themselves by themselves. Firstly, because they would be happy. Secondly, it's more professional. Thirdly, and this is the most important thing, let's say the majority of them will always remember their mistake and how they corrected it. This is what happens. This is what happens even for us. It happens for the majority of the people. So try to do that. For example, let's say here, we talked about the questions in the past. If you want to make them ask questions in the present, you just write the rule for them, and as we did for the past, then you ask them to make the questions in the present. You need to make them firstly ask you, you answer them, then after that, they ask each other. Don't make the pairs always of the same seat. No, change their seats. The groups must be changed because they will feel bored and they will feel that they are asking the same person all the time. Let's say that person would ask number one would ask number two in 2 minutes, number two would ask number one in 2 minutes still, and in 4 minutes, in 3 minutes, it's up to you. Change the one of the group, just like that. Okay, you go here, you go here, you go here. Make it like that. A chair which is next to the one, a chair which is next to the one, to the next one. In this case, they will face different questions. This is number one. They will also have different answers. This is number two. Number three, they will feel more active, and this is the most important thing. Number four, it will be student center. This is what we are looking for because we want the students to speak. They don't want to listen to us speaking. They may just go to the TV and listen to native people to speak. They just switch on the BBC channel and they can watch it. It's very easy, or CNN, or any English channel, or they may just watch a film on YouTube, on a CD, whatever. So make them speak, motivate them, facilitate them. You need to do that. You need to do that. Okay, please, if you have any questions regarding this subject, you may ask me, you may write it in the comments. If you have any criticism, feel free to write it. Do not hesitate writing any criticism, and I will respond to your criticism, whether to defend my, let's say, myself, or to agree with your opinion. And this is what happens. Okay, if you like this lecture, please subscribe to my channel, Mr. Haidar Al-Qasir, and you may just watch my videos on this channel. Thank you very much. That was Mr. Haidar Al-Qasir with you. Bye, everybody.